Well, good evening, friends, and welcome back to Apron Strings. This is going to be a busy day today. Troy's going to go out to the garden and pull the last ears of the corn, and we've already processed 2 of the rows, but he's getting the rest of it. And he has a unique way that he shucks it and silks it and then scrapes it off the cob. We used to have to cut the tops off of the kernels and then scrape it and get the milk out. Well, he's got a little gizmo that does all of that, and I think y'all will be interested in seeing it. So this will probably be a little bit longer video than usual, but it'll be entertaining. So let's get the corn into the sunroom. It's where we're going to process it and get this show on the road, and ended up in the deep freeze. I had thought I might can some of this in jars, and I'm still thinking about it, but if I get it all processed and in the freezer, I can always pull it out and put it into jars later, because probably after all of this I'm not going to want to drag the pressure canner out today. So we'll take it a step at a time, but y'all come on along with us and watch the process. I wanted to walk back out to the garden one more time and show y'all our corn stalks. It's kind of like Jack and the Beanstalk. My Lord, they're so tall. They forgot an ear right there. See it? But Troy and one of our grandsons, and then the neighbor that I call him my adopted grandson, came out today and picked the last 2 rows of the corn. And he is in there right now, beginning to scrape it off the cob with his ingenuity that I'm going to show y'all. He figures out ways to work smarter, not harder. Okay, here's some of the ears that he's brought in. We're going to do it back here in the sunroom because it's cool, and it doesn't matter if you mess this floor up because it's just painted concrete. I can clean it up. So he's got a little gizmo that he ordered off of the web that he'll be using, and I'll show y'all what it is and tell you the name of it and when we get going here in a minute. Troy has found that if he would hook his sawzall, I think that's what you call that saw, up, he can cut the ends off of the corn, and it's a lot easier on your hands than having to use a knife. So I'm going to let you watch this process. Here he goes. He also has, see that thing by his foot? He can operate his saw with that just by pressing it off and on. It's a pretty neat process. It's a lot easier than using that knife. And then he has another gizmo that's going to sling all of the shucks and silks off of it. And then another gizmo that we cream it with. He's got that bungee cord on top of the 5-gallon bucket to get it to the right height for him to work with it. That's Southern engineering at its finest. Okay, this is an easy creamer. He's got the cob, the corn, and he's got it on his drill. Can you see that drill? He's going to put it down in this one. Which one you putting it in first? The one down there? That's what he puts in it to put it up in the corn. And then he's going to put it in this thing. He's going to take the drill, and he's going to put it down in the bucket and turn it on, and it's going to sling all of the husk off. And then he'll put it down in this thing right here, and see the brushes in there? That takes the silk off. Now I'm just going to shut up because it'll drown me out anyway. Let's watch him. All the husks are off. Now it's time to And look at that. Nearly every silk is off of it. Isn't that awesome? bit, this gizmo right here is going to cream it for us. I had this when I was growing up, and we would have to shuck it and then try to pick all the silks off, and my daddy would say, he that eats the most corn eats the most silks. Okay, Troy is fixing to, he's got the corn on his drill again, and he's going to put it up and down in this thing right here that I'm covering with my finger. And that's going to milk it, cut the kernels off, and then milk it and make creamed corn out of it. So here we go. Okay, can you see the little bitty right there in this Tupperware bowl? There's a little blob of yellow. That's the corn and the milk that's dripped down in there. That's the one that was stripped out, Troy. You can see the corn down in there, but I wanted y'all to see from this direction how he does it. Okay. Okay, we've got those 2 rows of corn that he pulled today. We have finished getting it all off the cob, and you can see it's just corn and milk from the corn. And I've got my bags ready, and what I do, y'all probably do the same thing, but this is for me to put them in the freeze jar, in the Vac Master. I fold the top down where it won't get soiled, and it won't affect the seal when I put it in there. So I've got me little pockets made, and I'm using this little gadget that holds Ziploc bags, but it'll hold any kind of bag. Hold it open for you to put the corn in. And when you cook this corn, I've got a video on it. You cook it in butter, and you, first of all, it's just the corn and butter in your skillet, and you cook it and stir it continuously until it turns a deep golden yellow color. Then you start adding sweet milk to it. Sweet milk is just whole milk. I just grew up, we had sweet milk or buttermilk. So you use your sweet milk, and condensed milk was canned milk at our house. So you just use plain whole milk, and you add it and it thickens, and you add a little bit more and it thickens until you get it to till it's not thickening anymore. You don't want it runny, but you get a lot more corn adding the milk to it and thickening it. So I'm only going to put 1 cup of corn in a lot of these bags, because it's just be me and Troy eating, and I don't want to have too much. And what's left from us eating it, I can just make cornbread with put it in the cornbread, what's left. Now, I'm going to set this aside for now, and then I'll put them all over there at the same time and seal them. So I'm going to put this up in here. I think I ordered this little gadget. Maybe it was on sale at Zulily. I don't know. You know, I'm a gadget girl. 1 more cup. Now some of this, like, I'm going to put a little extra, so if the kiddos are here and we're having Christmas or a family gathering, I can make a big old bowl. I'll have to wipe that off with just 1 package, but I'm going to finish doing this, and then I'll bring y'all back when I start sealing it on my Vac Master. I've got it set and ready to go. And just got to get the corn in, and then we'll be back and do the next step. Okay, I've got my Vac Master set for sealing bags. Let me make sure. Yeah, I do. So, these are my bags that have 2 cups in them. And I'm going to just sit here and seal them. This corn is not sweet corn. The corn that you do this with is field corn. Okay. I had to adjust my setting a little bit. So this is a bag that has 2 cups in it. And I'll get it sealed down and labeled and in the freezer. I'm just going to continue doing this, and I'll bring y'all back when I'm finished and let you know how much I got done. I've got the last one in. And there it is, sealed and ready for me to label. And I'm using the VacMaster 215 for my for the sealing. Again, I'm going to show y'all we're using the VacMaster VP 215 to do our sealing and putting our bags in the freezer.